يا عباد الله هبوا ونداء الحق لبوا.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear viewers, and welcome to another program that is Stories of Devotion, coming to you from MTA International Gambia Studios. As you know, in this program we bring you people who have devoted their life to work for the Ahmadi Muslim Jamaat, and that is why the program is named as Stories of Devotion. And these people could be doctors, they could be teachers, they could be missionaries of the Ahmadi Muslim Jamaat. Each of them has their own story. And in this program today, we are here with Mansoor Ahmad. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to the program.
Wa alaikum, yeah.
Mr. Mansoor, I think like we normally do in this program, we ask people where they were born and brought up, you know, how has childhood been for them. So you tell us maybe where you were born and brought up before we go into some other questions.
Yeah, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. My name is Mansoor Ahmad, you already told. My father's name is Muhammad Aslam Rashid. He served 6 years as a Sadr Mahalla in Dar Sadr Shimali Huda Rabwa. I born in Rabwa, Pakistan. I did my childhood education from Rabwa, and I did my grade 12, we called matric, from Nusrat Jahan Boys School, and further I go for FSC, the college, Nusrat Jahan Inter College. And after that, I went to Sargodha University for BS Honours in Zoology. In 2013, I completed my BS Honours.
So you tell us how has childhood been for you growing up? You have mentioned about your school up to the time you graduated in 2013, right? You tell us how has childhood been like for you, and after that you also may mention how has Ahmadiyat come into your family.
Okay, when I was even childhood, you know, I am also part of Waqf-e-No. Before my birth, my father gave me for the service of Ahmadiyya. Since childhood, my wish was to become a missionary and to serve the Jamaat-e Ahmadiyya. That wish was not fulfilled, but my mother dreamed it. Then I will be a missionary and I will go to the Africa. And second question you asked here about my family. My great-grandfather was the first person who accepted Ahmadiyya. And he was living in one of the village that was village, Shikar Machiya, that was 17 kilometers far from Qadian. And people from Qadian, they come for Shikar Machiya basically for fishing. And alongside, they also preach. Because of those preachers, they inspired my great-grandfather. The name was Meher Shah. When he heard his preaching, he decided to go to Qadian. He went to Qadian. He observed the atmosphere and also met with the second Khalifa, Hazrat Mirza Bashiruddin Mahmud Ahmad. He was the current Khalifa. And after that, he decided to sign Bai'at on the hand of second Khalifa, Hazrat Mirza Bashiruddin Mahmud Ahmad.
So was there any, let's say, resistance when Ahmadiyat came into your family? Did you face any resistance, let's say, from some other family members? Sometimes people do tell us that when their father or grandfather or they themselves accepted Ahmadiyya, there was resistance within the family that they should not.
Yeah, my my great-grandfather basically he was a farmer. He was living in that village. Yeah, but he did not face up to that difficulties because he was already what we call farmer. I don't think he's faced that difficulty how other people face that time.
Alhamdulillah. And since Ahmadiyat came into your family, what has been, let's say, the changes? Because people do tell us that when they became Ahmadis, you know, they used to do certain things in a certain way, but when they became Ahmadis, that changed.
According to my ancestors?
Yeah.
That side, I don't have that up to that knowledge, but you know, whenever if you change, yeah, maybe inside of prayers. And what I can only say in time of Hazrat Khalifatul Masihul Sani, and after that inside of money, inside of prayers was increased. whatever he pray for the side of, even he is a farmer, the crops was growing better after the accepting Ahmadiyya. That one I can say, that side his increase, the money side, and the blessings also with you.
Jazakumullah, Mr. Mansoor. Now you are a teacher serving here in the Gambia, but you may tell us prior to that, you said you were a Waqfi now. It was put in your mind that you are going to be a missionary. That was your desire, and your mom has that same dream for you.
Sorry.
But did you serve, let's say when you complete your university, did you serve in other places before you came into the Gambia? And you tell us when actually did you come into Gambia and how it all happened?
Yeah, after passing university, BS Zoology, I went to the office of Nusrat Jahan Ravwa, and I give 3 years my life. And after that, I also served 2 years as a government job in Pakistan, and they called me in 2015. And June 2015, I came to Gambia as a science teacher.
When you come to Gambia, maybe you must have had some challenges, let's say, leaving home and coming to a foreign land. What were the sort of challenges that you faced when you immediately came to the Gambia?
First thing was you can say, is the atmosphere. I was not familiar of the village atmosphere. I mostly stay in city. The first thing was to cope with the village, and one challenge was the electricity. There was no electricity in 2015, and even the food was different. But that time, you can say, my principal Karamo Ture, he helped me. He mostly helped me lunch. He provided lunch, and even the late Ustad Isa Juf, who was the area missionary, he mostly visited me and also encouraged. He also told me the stories of current Khalifa, how he lived in Ghana. They also motivate me. And also, you can say, the late Modu Jao, who was our teachers around, Ustaz Ibrahim Abba, all those people, they also support me that time. And that even helped me to face those challenges easily. That make my stay more comfortable and easy. The place was not easy, living without electricity, even sometimes getting water difficult. Even school have hand pump. Sometimes hand pump also have problem, then you have to fetch water from the village. But still, I can say the people who surrounding, they also helped me to face this. And even Allah help was there. Even the prayers of our Khalifa was with me. Yeah, and all those things helped me. And even initially, I decided I was way too much frustrated. But when I hear about our Khalifa life, he faced same challenges, that give me more confidence. And even the village was also, the village people plus the teachers, they also give me full support.
Jazakumullah, we could see that the field you have studied, you could have been, you could have ended in another field and in another profession. But why did you choose to be a missionary of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat? Knowing that with the qualifications you have, if you had been in any other field, you could earn more money, you could have lived a better life than, let's say, you are living right now.
I even say initially I was part of Waqf-e-No. You can even say I was devotee by birth. Even my father gave me, in 1987 they started a scheme of Waqf-e-No. And when I passed my education, I went to the Nusrat Jahan Secretariat. And after that, I even worked for 2 years in government sector. When they called me, I left and came. Just, my main aim was to service the mankind and to serve to Jamaat in better way. And I even told initially I wanted to become a missionary. My aim was always to serve Jamaat in a better way.
And you happen to be a teacher here in the Gambia.
Gambia.
So you tell us, since you came to the Gambia, your Nusrat Jahan work started here.
I started here. I started in June 2015.
Yeah, so you may take us through where you have been posted and what was your role as a missionary of the Jamaat there. Because all the work, whether you are teachers or engineer or missionaries, we are all missionaries. So you tell us where you have been posted before and where you are right now and what has been your work?
Yeah, I even started, you can say I started my devotion of life from Gambia, June 2015, and I served there as a science teacher and also a vice principal from September 2016 to November 2024. You can say I served almost 9.5 years in Bloom School, and you can say almost 9 years as a vice principal. And I'm working in Nusrat Senior Secondary School as a biology and health science teacher.
Jazakumullah, Mr. Ahmad. In the challenges that you face specifically in the Gambia, you have mentioned about electricity and the food, and you have mentioned certain people like the late Ustaz Isa Juf, who mentioned to you about the the stay of the Khalifa,
Yeah.
of our present Khalifa in Ghana, and the challenges he has gone through, and like you have said, that motivated you. Apart from those ones, were there any other challenges that you have faced?
Yeah, you can also say the level of students. If I compare from Pakistan and the students of Bloom Senior Secondary School is quite different. Yeah, those students, the first is the level also, and they are not even ready to learn. I organized extra classes, and still I observed they are not ready to learn. And the level was very poor. And that was the big challenge to come to down. Then I make the brief notes short. Even in you can say general science side, I pick the books and make summarized book of 30 pages. And after that, after 1 and 2 years, I start realizing now students are start passing. Then even year come in 2022, that time the science result was even better than the history and government results. And even the principal also appreciate. But it was a long journey to fulfill all those challenges inside of students. That was a big challenge inside of learning as compared to Pakistan students and especially I can say the students who are living in Bloom School. Yeah.
Yeah, that's let's say like when you compare the city students and
the village
students,
student,
you always see the difference, because also the opportunities that are there are not all the same. And you also see that in the villages, people in the villages do not have an educational background, so they do not push their children to that extent, to go to the school and get what is required of them. But it's different when you are in the cities. In the cities, it's the parents who are educated, mostly educated. If they are not too, they are well aware of the benefits of education, and then you see that they will also try to motivate their children at home. But in the villages, you always see that the motivation is mostly in the school. If they go home, they are left alone. There is no motivation for them to study and the like. So you would always see that there is a gap between the city students and the village students. So thank you very much for that. You also have made a comparison between, Pakistan and the Gambia. But what else would you tell us is different when you came to the Gambia, apart from, let's say, the food? When you were in Pakistan, let's say, you were having a government job, and when you came to the Gambia, you were in Nusrat Jahan scheme. So what's the difference, let's say, switching from that one to this one and the countries as well?
Yeah, when you are in Pakistan, if you are working under government sectors, especially if you are working under the non-Ahmadis, you always face difficulties, especially in terms of religion. Maybe you already know, in Pakistan, the Ahmadis not have freedom of worship. You cannot even say Assalamu alaikum, you cannot even recite Holy Quran, you cannot pray, and also you have opposition. They will ask you certain question. At that stage, I can say in government job, it was that side, religion side, has difficult. Because every day I have to face different, and sometimes some teacher, they don't like you. They don't share food with you. But in compare of Gambia, when I came, I don't see any religious difference. Even you belong to Ahmadiyya, you belong to different religions. Even I have some Christian teachers, but I don't face any difficulty in terms of religion. Yeah, even Bloom School, we have Ahmadi staff, we have non-Ahmadi staff. And one thing I can say here, I see the unity in terms of food. in terms of different things, their unity is there. That was even I appreciate in the Gambia, yeah.
In your journey as a Waqf, you have mentioned that it was your mother's dream for you to be someone who would serve the Jamaat of the Province Misa alayhi salatu wasalam. But in your journey, have you ever heard of or something extraordinary happened to you? Like what people can derive inspiration from? You have mentioned that when you come to Mbulum, the standard of students were so low, you had to summarize, you know, certain books so that they look appeasing to the student, and it took you a journey of 2 years to get them at least where you would say that they have started passing in exams far more than, you know, the rest of the students in science. But when it comes to the spirituality, let's say, have you seen or heard or something inspirational has happened to you? And it could be in Pakistan, it could be in Gambia, it could happen anywhere. It's just for you to tell us so that it would be a source of inspiration for our viewers.
Okay, yeah, you can say when I was even child, that was my aim, you can say my wish to visit to Hazur, our current Khalifa. I was praying since 2015, but I could not have a chance. I have a chance in 2023. I got the visa of UK and Germany both. But in 2023, Germany, you know, they always do this corona test. I could not meet Hazur because of my corona test was positive. I was somehow disappointed because that was my childhood wish. But in 2024, I got UK visa. Then I traveled with my family, and 12 August 2024, I got with Hazur. That one wish I can say just because of blessing of life devotee. If I was in Pakistan, I have a very difficult chance to get visa from Pakistan to see Hazur. That one I can say one. And I even experienced some challenges, and after that I can say one of the challenges was my accident. That was very serious accident in 2016. My head was even injured, you can say even open. Those people even saw that accident, they can say even the full hand can enter. But that time I was very unconscious. I could not even call anyone. But I gave the phone to the one of the person who was sitting there. He called, I think, Ustaz Zahir. And immediately I can say even that is the blessing of Ahmadiyya Jamaat. The people was always ready to help. Then Ustaz Zahir came with Dr. Naveed to because that incident happened in Banjul, and that was close to the main hospital in Banjul. They took me there, and just because of Jamaat connection, they did this operation. Dr. So was the one who did operation, and I even recovered, you can say, within the 2 weeks. And even I wrote the letter to Hazur. He even mentioned, you will get a long life, and I was very happy. That was, you can say, when you are with the Jamaat, you always have a support of people and also support of Allah. Allah is, you always are close to Allah.
We can say that was that was something extraordinary. But in your life, let's say, I would take you back to Bulum, or when you were in Esau. Did you also had another accident? Let's say not you in person, but I heard that you faced some certain challenges within the neighborhood. Maybe some of your things were stolen, your house was broken into.
Yeah, that is 2023. The robbery happened, and you can say 2 robbers entered our house. They broke the door, and they was even holding the big knife. You can even say that is all blessing of Jamaat and Allah help. They could not even touch. And after 5 minutes, they immediately run away, and they even locked the watchman. And after that, even my mobile phone was even just on the bed, and I was too much afraid. I called my principal. He did not pick, but I called my area missionary, and he sent the Ustaz Ahmadu. He's also a very good man there. He's always help in different condition. And that time, I realized, no, this is all is blessing of Jamaat. At that time I will calm down, and after that principal also came. He's calmed the situation, and after that within 2 and 3 days, everything was gone. Even few days, Ustaz Ahmadu was also slept in our house, just for the safety purpose.
Jazakumullah. Mr. Ahmad, now we are coming towards the end of the program. You may tell us what would be your advice to other people who wish to join the missionary field. They could be doctors like you, they could be ustazis of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat, they could be doctors. What would be your advice to those people as they come into this field of waqf?
Yeah, you can say, even our purpose of our human being is worship. And the best way of worship to serve the humanity. You can serve if you are life devote. And I can even compare, I worked 2 years under government job, and that time I was not even happy. Even my heart was not very comfortable. Even I was earning more, but still I was not comfortable. You can say since I signed for waqf from 2015, and I am very happy. And even with the low money, I have never faced difficulty. And always, even I don't know, Allah always send the money from different ways. That you can say the Allah blessings. And I always have, I even had advice to young people, especially who are already waqfeno, instead of going to the world, you should come to serve Jamaat and also part of the army of the promised Messiah, and also the part of those people who is the victory, who are responsible of victory of Islam, because that time is the time of promised Messiah. We know other people are waiting for Isa alayhi salam. We already have belief the promised Messiah is already came, and we should be part of the army of promised Messiah.
Yes. I wanted to ask what would be your last words, but I think I will take you back a little bit. When people face challenges, for example, you went through a serious accident and robbers barged into your house and, did not threaten you per se, but then it was scary because, like you have mentioned, they were having a long knife.
No, yeah.
Was that not something that you could say would trigger a second thought in your mind? Okay, I think I made mistake, coming into this work and coming into this country. Have you ever thought of quitting when those challenges happen to you?
Is as a human being, you always think is difficult, but you don't know what God will decide for you. Yeah, you can even say in Bloom, the life was very difficult. Initially, even I wanted to quit, but I think when my Khalifa will hear, like I could not complete my work, what he will think about me. And that also motivates me. And even I mentioned before his life, even you mentioned about robbery. Yeah, initially I was scared, but still I have belief on Allah. Allah will not leave me alone. And because I am already part of the Ahmadiyya Jamaat, Allah will must send His angels or someone else. He will help me. And that was always I have a belief on Allah. Since I joined the waqf, I even more close to Allah as compared to my previous life.
Thank you very much. What would you say would be your last words? It could be an advice, it could be anything else, it could be something that is inspiring before we come to the end of the program.
Yeah, I can say for especially the waqf because I know I have some friends, when they was child, they want to serve the Jamaat, but when they brought up, because of the world, because I can say even the money, and some people because they want to stay comfort life, they left the waqf, or they could not present themselves as a life devotee. I have the advice to the youth: you should come to the waqf. You will have more chance to come to close to Allah, and have more chance to worship. Because when you are in world life, your main aim to just to gather money, but when you are waqf, you have better chance, because you are always in trouble, always facing problems, and then you always come to Allah for prayers, and Allah will answer your prayers. When you are in more difficult conditions, the prayers will also come fast.
Jazakumullah, Mr. Ahmad. I think that is all time allowed us. We hope to, inshallah, get you in some of our other programs.
Okay, thank you.
Dear viewers, this is all time allowed us. We have heard the story of Mansoor Ahmad, who was born in Pakistan but came to the Gambia just to serve the Jamaat of the Promised Messiah ﷺ. And we have heard together his challenges, but despite all that, he did not give up. He held on to his faith and his belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and continue working for this Jamaat. And that is exactly what a missionary is supposed to do. Therefore, until we come back here with another person and another story, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.